Hey, welcome to my U.S. history class, also called Get to Know Your Country, the Good and the Bad. A little bit about me. On my left is my family. You have me, my daughter Zadie, who might be a classmate of your guys' soon, my daughter Fiona, who's going into seventh grade, and my wife Phoebe, who you guys might have had for sixth grade science. I also coach wrestling at the high school. There's a picture of our girls' team from this last year who got second place at state. I also love to bake. I started doing it when I worked as a kid in the kitchen, and I've always enjoyed it. I also love being outside. That is a picture of me and a couple of students at Backbone State Park. I like being in rivers. I like rock climbing. I like fishing. I like camping out. I like hiking around. I also love to read. Books have always been my escape. A great book that I read recently is called The Story of Owen, a dragon slayer, a Canadian dragon slayer from a different time, an alternate universe, actually. I also love to travel. There's a picture of me and some of the students that I took to Machu Picchu 20 in the spring of 2019. I love to travel. I've been doing this with students for a long time. I started out with doing it myself. My teaching philosophy focuses around the idea of citizenship. To be a good citizen, we got to have background knowledge. We have to be able to think for ourselves. We must back our ideas up with evidence. We have to be able to explain how evidence proves our ideas. We got to communicate. We need to question and ponder things. And most of all, we have to care. So this is our U.S. history class for semester one. It's going to run from August to January. We're going to use Canvas as our learning platform. Most days I'm going to be available from 1:30 to 3:30 for individual questions. My email is listed, so is my cell phone. Do email. My phone is on silent most of the time. Classroom. I'm going to use a Remind app to send out secondary information, and reminders. But I also want your parents to have this too. I want you to be engaged with the history of this country. We're going to examine tons of primary sources. Primary sources, anything made by somebody who experienced a time period. Doesn't matter if it's the day of or 70 years later. We're going to write historical arguments, claim, evidence, reasoning. I hope each day you're going to see how what you learn is connected to you. Each day, you got to come to class. It's the basics, right? We're going to have teaching, primary source analysis, historical writings. Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to have small group work. Students are going to be expected to participate. This is a lot of kindergarten stuff, you know? You got to write some notes. Basically, you're going to have a file folder on your Google Drive. Be polite, respectful, try things, be active. You got to work individually with large groups and small groups. You're going to have to write historical arguments. You're going to have to contact your parents. You got to practice good online meeting etiquette, which is the same as a classroom, basically. Stay the whole time. Be muted when others are talking. Make appropriate remarks in the comments section. What can you expect from me? I'll be prepared. I'll treat your ideas with respect. Respond to your questions in a timely manner. Challenge you to grow as a student. I'm going to give you feedback on what you do. Challenge your thinking. I'll play the devil's advocate a lot. I'm going to create varied assessments. I'll post new content for you, and I'll work with you individually and in small groups. Things we're going to do on a regular basis, daily. Be kind. Do our work. Participate. Show up and be a good citizen. What do you think that means? We'll discuss that later. Things to do. One, you got to log in daily. We got to annotate. We got to honestly do our work. We got to submit assignments online on time. You got to make sure you use your own words, and you got to cite your sources. They call that plagiarism, which is called cheating. You got to communicate with your parents. You got to give positive feedback and comments to your other classmates, to myself. Pardon me. And that is it. Hope you guys enjoy, and we'll have a good class. Look at Canvas to see what is next.